and today I'm at a property that I'm going to give a quote for a cleanup for, and this is going to be a cleanup like no other. What you have is a rental property that sits on 23 acres, and the renters have basically, I can't even describe it. You're just going to have to see it. The property owner's on his way down here. I've got to meet with him. We're going to walk around and discuss everything that needs to be done after he leaves. I'll show you guys what's in store for us, and wait till you see this. It's going to be a fun one. So, all this stuff that you're seeing right here is the renters' stuff that they threw on this property. You got all this around the house. That pile right there is items that the new buyers gutted out of the house and just threw in the front yard. This big pile up here, that's part of it too. That'll have to be removed. That's stuff that the renters threw on the property without the consent of the former property owner. And then they came up here and they just started throwing it in the ditch all along here. Oh shoot, got a Bowflex. Get your workout on. All this stuff too. All this down here. Everything you see here, we have got to get rid of. So today, sometime today, a 40-yard roll-off dumpster is going to be delivered on site. And then I'm going to bring a skid steer with a grabbler bucket and start putting it into the dumpster. Oh yeah, boy. What the hell you doing, Tyler?
You make sure it works first. That way you don't get out there and it not work.
It's a good idea.
Good job. Dirty as all get out. Ah, I don't have pressure. Yes.
Like a big old lobster claw.
I bet one of these pretty fun to use.
They're alright.
I bet you'll have a good time.
Yeah, I don't have to worry. I can tear shit up all day long. I've been going for about an hour. And this is what I put in here so far. This is a 40-yard dumpster. Let's go up here. Hell, it seems like I'm dropping most of it as I'm bringing it to the dumpster. Hey, baby. You're getting there. Put a dent in it. I'm going to take the skid steer and drive it in that dumpster and hope the dumpster don't roll down the hill, and pack that in there, mash it down. So let me do that real quick. All right, here we are on day 2. We got this pile gone. That was where the big giant couch was and the sink. Sorry I didn't get any of it recorded. Basically here by myself. And plus I've got a time frame to get the skid steer back. It's the weekend, so I gotta get it back up there before 5 o'clock. So that little pile there, this pile here, and remember the big pile that was back here in the field? Got all it. We're on our second 40-yard dumpster, and it's down there. As you can see, the debris, it's almost full. We're still not done. Brooks Belanger here again, and we're done with this haul off cleanup job. So I'm just going to take you around, show you what the property looks like now that we've got it completed. And then after that, I'll go over how I put this bid together for the property owner. So hold on one second and I'll show you around. Okay, so right up there, that's the field. That's where the big long dump pile was. We got that all cleaned up. I'll take you up there and give you a closer look. Bear with me in the camera jiggling around as I walk. Get up here. You can see it. All gone and cleaned up. The skid steer part of this job, that was a lot of fun. I don't really use a skid steer that often, so that was a good change up, and it was pretty fun, especially with that grabbler bucket on it. Made smashing some of this stuff pretty fun and interesting. Over here is the front of the garage. Got all this cleaned up. Over here, hold on a second. Okay, here we are in front of the house. This is where they had all the what the hell was sitting here? I think they had a bunch of entertainment centers, mattresses, a bunch of stuff like that. That's all now cleaned up. And let's go on the side of the house. Once again, bear with me, I'm walking, so it's going to get a little shaky. And this is the side of the house. This is where the kitchen sink was, the big giant couch, a bunch of sheetrock, all that. That's now gone. And this is the back of the house. If you remember, inside this door right here, that's where all the clothes were. We had to bag all that up, throw it in bags, and we just picked it up with the skid steer and dumped it in the dumpster. The hardest part of this job was doing all the small cleanup. If you remember, whenever I was taking from that large pile right up here and taking it down to the dumpster, of course all the little pieces would just fall as you were bouncing around in the skid steer. So that was the hardest part of the job, coming in here and doing all the tedious cleanup, picking up all the little things. But other than that, she's all done. Okay, so far as bidding this job, the scale of this job was something like I've never done before. I've done some cleanup and haul off jobs, but like I said, not on the scale of this one. Um, what I did was basically estimated that it would take me 3 days. I know what I like to make in a day, so I took my daily rate and I just multiplied it by 3. I relayed to the customer that this was an estimate, and we were within the time frame that I had told him it would take on the labor charges. I separated the haul off charges. I didn't even bill him for that. I let the management, the waste management company, handle that side of it. I actually encouraged the property owner just to use his credit card. He did agree to that, and we did that part of the job that way. Given the size of this job, it was hard for me to give an exact estimate how many roll-off dumpsters it would take. I estimated that it would take between 1 or 2. It did end up taking 2 dumpsters. The charge for those dumpsters is $595. It's allowed to sit on the property for 10 days. You're allowed to put upwards of 4 tons of debris in there. Any tonnage over the 4 tons, you get charged an additional $55 per ton. All this was relayed to the client. He understood it. So that's the way it worked best for me. That was probably the hardest part of this job because I don't do this type of work very often. You know, for me to walk out here and be like, oh, you got 8 or 10 tons of debris, you know, like I said, I don't do it enough to be able to get that close. I just told him that you're going to need 1 or 2 dumpsters and gave him, you know, told him how much the dumpster was and all his additional fees should he occur any. So it all worked out. The job's done. The client's happy. I'm happy to be done with it. So if any of you have done any work similar to this, please leave your comments below. On the bidding process, just on the work in general. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Until next time, guys.